Evening.
And we're live.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Greetings, everyone.
Good evening. The new look, Steve. This is the new look, is it here?
Yeah, do you want to explain?
What's going on? I'm not used to this.
Well, people, as you can see in the background there, you can see my logo there. So what it is, guys, this is a StreamYard, obviously, that we're streaming on. But they did like an offer where you can basically put your own stamp on it and you can do something different. So rather than just having a black background, I thought, let's do something different, a bit of colour behind it. So I put my logo behind it. So yeah, just a bit of brightness on this Friday night. This is what it's all about. You know what I mean?
So that's it.
Yeah. It's a bit.
What I'm most impressed with, Steve, is you're like the least IT literate, and now you've changed the game of live streaming, mate. I've got full respect. The background, the logo.
And like we just said before, look at Ross. He's got a duck there.
I was about to say that's why he's got his arms crossed. Why am I the duck?
There we go. Look. Now we're there, so you know what I'm saying. So
in fact, that was a much prettier image that was than having us pasted on here.
Yeah, so you know what? It's a bit of fun, guys. It's a bit of fun. This is what it's all about, innit? You know what I mean? On our Friday night live stream. So this is how it is. So yeah. So first things first. Thanks for everyone for joining, and from what I can see on the comments, it's the same usual crew. So thanks for all joining. Really appreciate it. And
Steve, I just noticed that Matthias has joined in the chat. I don't know if you want to just say.
Wow.
Oh,
well done, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hope you're doing well. Is he still in hospital? Hopefully you're out of hospital and you're enjoying this from the comfort of your bed at home or something. But
hopefully you're doing really well, mate. Yeah, it's great to see you. For sure.
Great to see you. We all prayed for you, mate.
Yeah, be careful, Steve. Don't say anything. You don't want to put him back in, do you?
I know.
I know. But yeah,
if this background doesn't cheer him up with the duck next to Ross, I don't know what will.
Exactly. bright and colourful. Yeah, for sure. This background's going to cheer him up.
The comments look different as well, don't they?
Yeah.
You get a better image on that.
Yeah, do you think that's good, or do you think it should be bigger? What do you reckon, guys?
I think it should be bigger. I can't see it as much.
You reckon?
Everyone always wants it bigger.
Make it bigger. Get it big, Steve.
Bigger font, Steve. Try that. God, you've paid for it. You should be able to get a bigger font.
What's this? £7 a month.
I think it's £7 a month. Yeah, I'm sure we. Oh yeah. Let me see.
Hey. Oh,
that's Steve, you're the man.
Hey, who says illiterates in the computer world can't learn? Hey, think about it. You know what I'm saying?
That was Jay.
Yeah, well, Jay said it. Hey, we'll let him off.
Secret Reef's got a better logo than you now. We can see
all you need to do, mate, is move the live with StreamYard off your head, Steve, and that'll be you sorted.
Right, let me see if we can do that.
Yeah, can you move that? Yeah, because you can't see your tank. It's the logo.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. How do we do that now?
There we go. This is the challenge for him. Can he do it?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I don't know how to do that. Listen, this is all new to me, this. You know what I'm saying?
That's double the price to get rid of the duck.
I'm actually really impressed, Steve, that you managed to get everything set up and not have a double stream this week.
Yes.
And then get all the logo and everything on. You've done really well with that, mate.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah,
he's up to his game now. He's got over 500 subs. He's really.
He must have been doing some research this week on how to knock it out of the park. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of research, mate. Just a little bit. Yeah. While I've been off.
Well, but, if this gets you more subs, then it's a good thing.
I think I need to do a little bit more research on how I can get that duck off my head. You know what I'm saying? It's on my head, isn't it? So I'm going to have to figure that for
Ross,
sure.
There's a T-shirt for you. Get that duck off your head.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, there's two. I got 2 ducks at the moment. Jesus, what's going on here? Never had so many ducks on.
But yeah. Hey,
anyway,
well, you know what? Have I noticed this before? You know, everybody who's or is this new? You know, like when the algae warrior, his pictures coming up. Did that come on last time? I don't think
it was. But it's a lot smaller. The icons were a lot smaller. Yeah.
Ah, right. I've never noticed.
Even in Blackpool. Hope you're going to be nice tonight.
Anyway, guys, how's things been with in the reefing game for you this week, anything good, bad, troublesome?
Reefing, isn't it, Steve? There's always something happening.
Who wants to start? Who wants to start?
Hang on, mate. I'm just reading a comment from Secret Reef there down the bottom just before we get going.
Let's see. There we go. Doing better, thanks, guys. Yeah, still in hospital, but better, feeling okay. Still in a bit of pain. 4 litres of oxygen, still getting there. Thanks for all the support. You know what, mate? Absolutely no problem whatsoever. You know what? Wish you a speedy recovery, and yeah, get back to the reefing. What you're really good at, mate, for sure. We really can't wait to see more updates.
Fingers crossed you're well soon, mate, hopefully.
Exactly. But yeah, nice to see Secret Reef is doing a lot better, guys. Good.
Shall I start then?
Yeah,
let's see if there's any more comments and then...
Yeah, for sure. I'm just having a look now before we get onto it, but practical reefing. Yeah.
Never.
It wouldn't be a normal stream without abuse, would it? I get used to it.
If
only them logo Secret Reef, it does me on colour. His tank just looks amazing.
Yeah, the Acan Garden.
His Acan Garden's just more colourful than my whole tank. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm working on the colour. Guys. In the comments, how do you get more colour? I'll take anything from colour. Apart from Sharpies, I don't want anything to do with Sharpies. Thanks.
yeah. Oh, Rich is there. He's saying he's just doing his Friday night water change. Yeah, he does a Friday night water change, and then he watches the. You know what more could you do? You sort your tank out. Yeah, you're doing a water change. You do, and then you're watching us. What? That's what Friday nights are made of, mate. It's what Friday nights are made of.
Yeah, I think that should be a challenge for you, mate. Doing another water change and everything live like you used to do.
You know what? I'm mixing my water now. Right? I am actually mixing my water, and I'm having to wait till the end of the stream to do the water change at the moment. So I'm just like hanging on.
So when did you start mixing it? Tuesday.
Right. So
sorry, I couldn't help that one because you said you'd mix it for last Friday. You said something.
I used to mix it like 2 or 3 days.
Exactly. There we go. Tuesday's fair.
I know. Yeah. It's a genuine comment. It's a genuine criticism. 2 to 3 days. Then I went down to like overnight, and today I'm going to try and do it I started mixing at 6, and then when I get off this stream at about 10ish, 10:30, so 4 hours, and then it's going in. So I'm looking forward to it. But if I wasn't on the stream, I would definitely just have this on in the corner, have a cup of tea, and I'd just do all my maintenance on a Friday night, and then you can sit back and enjoy it all weekend, can't you? Saturday, Sunday, the reef looks on point, and you can just maybe do a bit of shopping. Or if I wasn't on here, I'd be doing my Black Friday shopping.
So speaking of that, what Black Friday bargains have we had then?
All Fridays. Get in the comments, what have we been buying? There's quite a lot of bargains to be had.
Absolutely, yeah. What have you been buying? Everyone
needs to do his first video. Right, do you want the bad news? You want the really bad news? I'm not even doing one this weekend either because I'm 40 this weekend.
You are not.
Yeah, I'm 40 this weekend, so I'm going out into Derby and celebrating, and then Sunday.
You don't look a day over 52, mate.
Oh, cheers, mate. It's the Just for Men that's keeping it going.
I've got it in my beard, mate. It works fine.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh well, happy birthday when it comes.
Sorry to disappoint, Michael, but yeah, it won't be this weekend. But I'm going to try and do it next weekend. But yeah, really sorry, mate. I'm trying to get a video out.
Yeah, for sure.
Rainbow Acan.
So when is your birthday, Jay? Saturday?
Technically, it's Monday. Well, it's Monday.
Oh,
there's no technically about it, mate. It's Monday.
It is. The reason it isn't.
Technically, my mum gave birthday on Monday. So, yeah, but you know what it's like. I have a weekend. The weekend either side is always like your birthday weekend.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into town. We're gonna have some drinks. Really have a good time. And Sunday, sit and watch the tank and watch James Bond. That's about it. So I'm not filming.
Sure.
I couldn't film. I won't be in a fit state.
I think that would be even funnier though. We should do like a Jay's real drunk reef.
Yeah, well, that's what it'd be like. They'd be like, "Who's this alcoholic?"
A drunk reef.
Drunk reef. But,
instead of just down on the reef special, you could do a drunk on the reef special, mate, and do it that way.
Well, I think Steve's beat me to that. Did you not see the one with the ironing board? He's.
I think that was the most watched one we've ever had, mate. I think
that was my favourite.
I'm sure we had about 80-odd, 82, 83 or something like that.
Nothing about reefing, was it? It was just all about ironing balls.
Exactly, mate. So maybe we're doing it all wrong. Maybe we should sell all our tanks and start doing something about
what housework.
Yeah, like housework or something like that, mate. I think
just get drunk on the live stream every night. That's what folk want to see.
Oh, mate, that was nothing. That as well. I tell you what, I've been in worse states than that for sure.
You've got a different level. You got another level after that, obviously.
Oh, mate, I've got another level to that. Yeah, that was like that was just like half level. Trust me.
Right. Well, next time we go to like Kraken or something, when we'll have a little after party.
Oh, for sure, mate, for sure. Phil's just put there. He's got the Red Sea. He's just bought a Red Sea Dulcer. You bought that? Have you got that, Ross? You bought? Did you get that one?
No, I got.
Which one did you get? Which one was you? Oh, you got the.
There we go. It's in the cupboard.
Yeah, you got the Reef Factory, didn't you? That's
right.
Okay.
Dosing pump.
Oh, nice. You got 3. Is that, I guess, for your...
Still in the box. Hasn't even been opened yet.
Yeah, you got the Reef Dose, didn't you? Yeah.
So is that for the new tank then, Ross?
So it was going to be for the Peninsula Mini that I've got, but obviously if I'm going to be setting things up in the new tank, then it's probably going to be more beneficial being set up on the new tank. So I think I'm just going to wait and use it for that. To be fair, my alks, I don't know. Here's a question for anybody then. See, with dosing the Amino Plus, does that raise your alkalinity?
What is it? Always there's elements in it.
It can do, Ross. It can do.
The only reason I asked that is because my actual KH was dropping by about 0.1 every day.
Yeah.
And I started dosing in that stuff, and my KH seems to be sitting quite stable now. So I don't know. Obviously, 0.1 is a tiny amount. It's nothing at all. So is that just enough in there to keep it stable? So therefore, I don't really need to dose. I don't know.
I tell you what, Ross, why don't you reach out to Northern Reefer? Because he works for them, doesn't he? So if you DM him, he might be able to help you. Because I use small quantities in that, and I haven't noticed a difference. But I don't dose much of that, and I don't do it on a daily basis.
Big tank you've got as well compared to
it was in the smaller one, which is 270, so it's still a decent size, should I say, for that. So I wouldn't really notice. So I don't know. So I would mail them. But I mean, the fact if it's flat and you're dosing that isn't bad, is it?
Yeah. I used it, Ross, and it definitely buffers my alkalinity. It definitely buffers my alkalinity.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Sometimes
one thing I will say, and this isn't a sales pitch by any means, but that stuff has made my coral grow incredibly and be extremely, extremely colourful now compared to what it was before.
Told you, mate. Honestly, I don't recommend rubbish on my channel. Told you.
Night and day difference with that, mate. Night and day.
It changed my tank. That has changed my tank. That Reef's Elements, the coral. Honestly, I couldn't believe how good it was.
Really,
really good. I'll always use it.
How much you dose in a day, Jay?
I dose 1 mil, but I think I should dose 1.5 mil according to the instructions. But I never dose. I never 1 mil. Yeah.
And he's got the massive bottle as well. He's got the litre bottle.
I've got another bottle in reserve for this one. I'll use in.
Gee, have you got really?
I used that in 2027. I think that one. What?
Have you got really big hands, or is that a different size of bottle you've got? Yours looks tiny compared to mine.
I think Ross has trumped you on the size of the bottle.
That's what I'm wondering. Has he got big hands?
I've got. Wait up. What's this one? This one is.
It must have
250 mil.
So that's 250
days there. 250 days. That's nearly a year's worth.
Ross is using 0.5 of a mil, so he's got 1,000 days.
Yep.
1,000 days in the one bottle. Wow.
1,000 days of reefing. There you go. There's an episode.
Yeah. You know
$9.99 as well. Look. $9.99. It transforms.
I tell you what. Hey, you've got free. You've got 3 years of dosing for 3 years of dosing for a tenner. Can't beat that, can you? That's for sure. You know what I mean?
Well, the instructions on the bottle here say that your dose is per 100 litres. So for a lightly stocked tank, it's 1 mil, medium's 2 mil, and heavy stocked is 4 mil per 100 litres.
Yeah. The problem with that, though, what's heavy, medium, and light? Because if it's STS, arguably that could consume more. If it's a tank full of Zoas and Softies, arguably you might need less, unless it's the same for all.
Yeah, but you know what though, Paul? It's like with any dosing in it. Yeah. They always say, don't they? Every manufacturer that I've read anyway, always state on their website, to stop dosing for 24 hours or to stop adding anything for 24 hours. Monitor or test at the same time, and then test the 24 hours later, and then see the discrepancy in it, and then you do it that way. That's how I've always done it, and it's always seems to have worked. You know what I mean? So
never dose without testing, otherwise you don't know what the hell you're doing.
No, but it's not about testing. It's about testing at the same time. You know what I mean? So if you test at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, make sure you test at 12 o'clock the following afternoon, not at 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? It needs to be at the same time, and that way you'll get a more accurate dose when you do start to dose. Do you know what I mean? But let's have a look at some of the comments. Anybody's
Good tip for that.
Let's put secret roof. Yeah, he's put. He will always start with the lowest dosing and then start upping it. Absolutely, that's exactly what you've got to do.
That's what I did on that tank. I started at low on the no-pox, 1 milliliter per day, and then I was measuring the nitrates on a weekly basis, and then as it was going up, I was increasing the dose to balance it out. And I do the same on alkalinity as well. Once it's dialed in, it's then your regular dosing just to understand what's going on. But I must admit, I would do that: start low and increase it.
I think it was you, Jay, that was saying that you always recommend halving what the manufacturer tells you. I'm pretty sure that's what you had said.
Yeah, I've always done that. Like you say, just on the cautious side, and you can always up it later. It's harder to get it out once it's in than put it in initially. So,
that's what she said.
I was waiting for the comment.
There we go. This stream comes with a safety message.
Come on, guys. It's not.
It's easier to get it in than get it out.
Come on.
Have you got the certificate 15 on this stream? Where's that one gone? Where's it?
You know what? I'm going to have to make that this week. I'm going to make that on the. I can make banners and stuff, so I'm going to have to put that down.
Oh my god, we won't even be able to see anything next week. It'll be that covered with all this stuff.
These icons are all over the place.
Hey, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing anything yet, guys. You're not seeing anything yet.
You're not seeing anything.
I'm going to be onto it. I'm going to be onto it. I could even put this. Watch this one coming
across.
Oh,
for God's sake!
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Hey. Yeah, click the subscribe button. Come on, guys.
What about click the like? Click the like.
Click the like. I've not got that one actually, but I'll add that. I'll add that one for
Steve,
sure.
If I've ever seen £7, it was right then. That was exactly £7 worth that.
Perfect. That
money well spent.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
I mean, what's £7? It's not even a bottle of Reef's Elements, is it?
No,
Steve, you'll need to make one for the bottom of the screen that says like breaking news or something like you get on the news TV channel.
Yeah.
You can have the ticker tape going from right to left or left to right, whatever it is.
Yeah, it would be good. There's loads of things you can do with it though. This is the good thing with this StreamYard. You know what I mean? There's so many different things you can do. Like I said, I'm a complete novice, guys. I'm a complete novice when it comes to computers. Really, I'm only learning, like as in like like doing this sort of stuff. But it's all about learning. It's a learning thing, isn't it? You know,
they didn't have them at your school, did they?
Pardon? Yeah.
They didn't have them at your school. Computers.
No, didn't have it, mate.
You're either too old or they got nicked.
They got nicked. They got nicked.
They got nicked.
We had a steel door in our IT room. You know, believe it or not. Oh, good timing. Yeah, let's put Rudra.
I was about to say, should we get on with this comment?
Yeah. Rudra did
Sorry,
put,
Rudra.
like about
all for reef powder.
Yeah, she did put whether we was talking about it, and yeah, we spoke about this last week, didn't we? The all for reef.
We talked about it a few times before. So I used the liquid, but it's on a really small tank. So I bought 250 ml just to test it out, and then I wasn't dosing more than 1 or 2 milliliters. But I've got to say, if I was dosing any more than 3 or 4, I'd probably go for the powder because I think it's substantially cheaper. Yeah, I can't remember the ratio of powder compared to liquid. I know a few other people because I started using All for Reef because of Julie and a few other people were putting it in the comments a few months ago and thought I tried it, and it works really well as far as I'm concerned. I don't use it on the main tank. I use the Red Sea stuff on there, but on the 170 I use that, and I've started using it on the bigger tank as well, the other one. But I'll probably go to powder, but it's just too expensive.
Yeah.
But I think it works. I think it works fine, and also my elements are pretty well balanced. Which I wasn't too sure that would happen, because if you're dosing all three at the same level, and consumption is different, why is it different? There might be an explanation, but I think it balances it out pretty well. So I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have said with the Alpha Reef, it's really good for smaller tanks, maybe not so good for bigger tanks. I don't know
I think that's because of liquid versus powder. Because we had Paul UK Reefer on, didn't we? And he was talking about using it, and he was burning through loads of it. Because I think he was using the liquid, and he's got has he got 525?
Yeah, it's the 525.
Yeah. So he's using a hell of a lot of it, but to him, it saves the hassle of mixing. And it says he obviously haven't spoken to him for a little while, but last time he was on a live stream, he would recommend it, and he uses the liquid.
Yeah, exactly. No, I rave about that Alpha Reef, to be truthful. Or I only use the liquid in that nano tank. But listen, I only did literally a 20% water change in that little nano tank that I had. But other than that, I didn't do anything. That was it. I didn't do absolutely nothing in it. Apart from dose that Alpha Reef, and it kept it rock steady. It kept the alkalinity at 8.4, 8.5. It never fluctuated. It was always that all the way through the day. It was strange how it worked, but it was like absolute spot on. And I've always said if I get a nano tank or up to anything up to like a 200 litre, I reckon, 150, 200 litre, I would just use that stuff. I would just go ahead and just use that stuff for sure. I wouldn't use anything else.
It's good. You only ever hear good things about it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the powder is quite economical compared to some of the others as well. I mean, I used the Red Sea one. I know there's cheaper options to that, but I've been using it since day one. I started with the liquid. They just become too expensive, so I went to the powder.
It's £27 for the powder. I think we were just saying there. So you listen to it, and it lasts a year. Exactly. Well, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? That,
sure. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
The only thing that put me off was you can't obviously dial in a single element with it. So I didn't have to dose magnesium for quite a while, but I was dosing alkalinity and calcium, but not magnesium, because my magnesium levels were quite high. Obviously, with that, you can't just dose a single element or two of them. You're having to do all three all the time. So, I mean, but it seems to work. That's the only reason why I chose separates.
But what that solution does is it balances. It does something. It's got something crazy going on, where it balances it out. It's you know what it's like. It's like the Aquaforest stuff, It's like when I tested my magnesium, it was like 1380. 1380. That's what it was tested running in magnesium, But I was dosing at the beginning when I was first starting out with dosing it. I was dosing more alkalinity than what I was with a magnesium, just to balance it out, And then when I read on forums, they went, no, just do equal amounts of every one of them, And what it'll do, you'll see that they'll all balance it out. One will fluctuate a little bit more, but then it'll balance it out over time. And lo and behold, I don't know how it does it, but it actually does it. And now, it's rock steady. Like I said, alkalinity 8.5, magnesium, I think, tested it 1390, and stuff like that. So it's spot on for calcium 440. So they're in the good spots, you know what I want. And it's just, and yet I'm dosing 200 and I think I've reduced it to 230 mil now daily of each of them. So 230 mils, you know what I mean? It's good. That seems to be perfect.
230 mil.
230 mil, not 1 mil.
Have like a tanker coming every week or something. Stop him up.
I think, what was I looking at
one of them.
Secret Reef said he does 470 mil a day.
What?
It's Aquaforest stuff he uses, so I think that's the...
That's equivalent to what you do, Steve, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the one I use. I don't use that much. Jeez. But flipping it, he's got a lot more. He's got
a lot more money, that's what he's got.
A lot more SPS than it is, I think. So.
Oh, he had a lot more money.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't now. Yeah, you're right.
See, if I was dosing 470 mil a day and stuff like that, I'm seriously thinking I would be getting like a calcium reactor. I'll get a calc reactor me or something like that where it's a lot easier. I can stick a calc reactor in at the back of the tank and run it that way. That's what I'd do, because there's no way. Imagine that. So they only hold 5 litres. So imagine like I'd be changing like every 8 days. I couldn't be doing that. You know, no chance, mate. I couldn't do that.
That is huge amounts, huge volume.
That's an incredible amount.
I think there comes a point when you think, well, actually, there's too much to dose. So therefore, do you go for a calc reactor? Do you do a combination of dosing and calc rossa? You could mix and top up with one, or use one as a base element. Calcium reactors. I mean, I've used one before, not for a while, I must admit, and I found it quite easy to use. When you read up on it, the way people talk is like it's mega complex. Now you've got to understand it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as complex. They look. No. And you look at me and think, oh my God, how complicated does that look? But once you actually understand it, I'd hate to have a full reef and have to dial it in. That I wouldn't like to do, because you've got to kind of take one down and put the other one up, haven't you? But starting off a tank, you say, right, I'm going to go with a calc reactor, and then you just up it as it goes, and the consumption, the pH, and the understanding it. Once you get your head around it, it's not too bad.
You see, that's the issue that I have with it. You know, like what's always put me off, is like I've got a mixed reef there. And there's a lot of expensive corals, a lot of time and investment and money and stuff in it. Now I'm novice to a calc reactor, so for me I understand them. I understand how they work, and I reckon I could set one up, no problem. But it's dialing it in, like you said. That's the only issue for me. You know what I mean? And you put a bit too much in, it wipes your tank out. You know what I mean? You don't put enough in, your corals are going to get peed off. And they're going to, so it's like balancing act, finding that balancing act. Whereas, you know, with solutions, you can find that balancing act pretty quick. Do you know what I mean? So that's the only thing that's really put me off. You know what I mean? To be truthful, but I'll have to. Oh, Julie's put, Steve, did you do a watch? Listen, guys, the video is going to be coming up tomorrow evening, about 5 o'clock. It's going to be posted up. So I've got it. Definitely tune in to watch that, because it was fun for sure. First, I did do a water change. I think it was about 30 litres, I think it was. Little under 30 litres, 29 litres. So yeah, I did do it. And I'm not going to say what the corals look like behind, but tune in tomorrow and you'll be able to find out.
It'll be the most watched water change YouTube video, because if you put water change on a YouTube video, no one's going to watch that. But they're going to tune in for yours, Steve. They're definitely going to tune in for that.
Two and a bit years, mate. You know what I mean? Come on. If that doesn't get some streams, come on. It's got to, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hit. That's going to be a big hit, that is.
Exactly. Steve, anyway, one of the comments there is Secret Reef said he makes his own product, so that would help. I'm assuming from what he said, he'd be broke otherwise. So I'm assuming that that would obviously reduce your cost.
Wow, that'd be interesting to know. He makes his own.
How do you make your own stuff?
Yeah, that'd be you know what, that'd be really good.
Must be a chemist, yeah.
For sure, that'd be you know what, that'd be interesting to know.
What's this all about? Elevated magnesium. There's a bit of quite a few people, especially coral growers, like farmers, are running elevated levels of magnesium.
10 days on doses, Steve.
What's the benefit of that? So do you know what the benefit is? Because people are doing this, and I don't
so
really know.
Is it just magnesium, or having all of the elements?
Magnesium, elevated magnesium levels. Fragbox TV, Prestige Reef, Signature Frags. I think his magnesium's quite high as well in its tanks.
So I don't know. It must be either for coloration or for growth. It's going to be one of the two, isn't it? I suspect it'll be for growth, but I am guessing. But also how high as well, because if you look at the kind of
like 1400.
Yeah, but 1400 is okay, isn't it? If you do that
1400, 1450.
Yeah, 1450.
Yeah,
that's not an unusual level.
Okay. No. Oh, right, I thought it was. I thought it was more.
Actually, I'm pretty confident the last time I tested my tank, I was running at 14 or 1440, I think it was.
I think it's colour, I think.
So it's towards the top end. If you look at the range, people say that 1450 is kind of the top of the range. I'm not saying if you go 1500, it's going to do anything adverse to your tank. But 1450, I think is fairly common.
Yeah, for sure. for sure.
Mine's about 13 something, but I just wondered what the benefits would be to raise it up. Obviously, people are doing.
I always thought about 1300-ish is too low. I'm not saying 1350 isn't okay.
What was mine last time? Let me check.
In my 170, I had mine up to 1500.
Yeah, people run it at 1500. Yeah.
And no matter what I did, water treat, everything, it just never come down. Never. It just always seemed to stay there. It was weird, really. But
so there's a few comments. There's a comment in there about it helps to grow the skeleton faster, mainly LPS.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
A few people are saying
calcium for SPS, which makes sense, isn't it? SPS and calcium.
A few people saying to watch out though because it can kill your snails. Algae warrior said higher it'll kill your snails, and then Cottage Reef said that as well. So you just need to watch that one.
Can kill snails.
It's like anything, isn't it? You think about that whole balance around it. Benefits something being high, and yet too high for something else. It nails them to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Yeah. Listen, it's a balancing act, isn't it? But
I just wondered
but I believe, like if you set it off, like we've said before in the past, if you've started off with your tank at certain levels and you keep it that way, then it just seems to settle into it. It just seems to adapt to that, to those parameters, to that conditions and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
1390.
And it's only when you start tinkering with it and you say, like I have been. I'm no stranger to that stuff of tinkering, especially with my alkalinity. And it's like, but it's listen to what people are saying, or lower it down, keep it high, do it this, do it that. And now I have stuck to what I've been told, and I am going to stick it. I'm not going to go any higher, and that's it. You know what I mean? I'm going to stick to what I know now for sure.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but also about how stable you keep it. So, I've fragged the that massive coral. I can't remember the name of it now. I think the one that I've created 23 frags.
Candy canes that were
candy cane. That's the one. Yeah.
So a Christmas tree in the middle of Hyde Park or something.
Yeah. So I've got 23 frags sitting in the sump of the 900. My alkalinity's gone down to 5.4 in 10 days.
Wow.
So I tested it last night and it's 5.4. So I'm buffering it back up, and everything looks okay. There's not much SPS anyway.
What was it?
It was 8.4.
Wow.
So over 2 weeks. So now. So I was just using water changes, a little bit of dosing. So I'm going to bring it up really slowly. So I'm schoolboy error. I haven't tested it, and I'm usually if I put corals in, I then extra testing on alkalinity. I mean, it's LPS. It doesn't consume much, but I suppose 23 frags go into a tank. The good news is obviously they're adjusting, and they're starting to because you can put frags in and it doesn't change anything because obviously they're not doing anything. But they're now settled, so I need to start offloading them because the sump is full of them. I've even got a few frags in with the Refugium, so I've taken a lot of the Refugium out to put the frags in there. It's absolutely rammed, but there's no flow in there, and it's all it's got is the Cheeto light, and they love it. They've got no flow other than what's coming down the return, and they love it. They're puffed out and everything. But I need to.
Have you done much more fragging in that tank? So it looks a lot brighter again tonight.
Yeah, so I've fragged over here, there. Someone's coming around tomorrow, so a big, all around this area here. I've fragged. So you can see more light on it. I have fragged some acros, some plating Monty. I think about 10 different colonies, all stuff about that big. And it's in a salt bucket, or will be in a salt bucket tomorrow morning. Guy I know, I'm giving it to him for nothing, so he'll have all of those frags. And if I want some back in future, then I'll get them. But I've got loads to do. What I have got to do is 2 big colonies of Duncans. I've got about 35 heads on both. On both of them, I need to frag that, but I'm not going to do that until I got rid of the candy canes. I can't put any more frags in the 900 because I don't think I can cope with dosing it and trying to get some stability. In there, so I haven't moved the chalice out of there yet. I won't do that until I've fragged everything else. So what I don't want to do is put a rainbow chalice in there. The stability goes all over the place and it starts stripping. I'd try. That's for sure on that. So I've got tons to do, but at the moment I'm just giving SPS away to people. So I don't need them. And you know what? If I start fragging them and have to put them on frag plugs and let them settle and all that kind of stuff, it's just a pain. Whereas people come around, I snip bits and they take them away, and they die. They're free of charge to people. So, But yeah, it's quite sad because I can see some more of the rock, whereas you haven't been able to see hardly any of the rock. But yeah, so I'm hoping.
Oh, see how you were talking about the Duncans there. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I seen this on one of the Facebook groups today. I know some of the Facebook groups can be a bit of a nightmare, but I seen this today. It was a guy that was rearranging his tank with his arm in the tank, and his arm got completely stung to bits by the Duncan. Now, I didn't know that a Duncan could sting you, but his arm, I mean, you want to see it, it was all rashed, all covered in red blotches, and it was really quite bad, and I thought, I did not know that Duncans could sting.
Yeah. No, didn't know that, but then I've fragged them a couple of times. I've fragged them a couple of times before, but they've been out of the water, so they retract, so it's unlikely to to sting.
Secret Reefs just put, he had the Aquaforest recipe to make your own 1, 2, 3. Spare me a lot of money. Wow, yeah, absolutely. He says if you want to, anybody want to, I'll send it to you. Secret Reef, definitely send me that over for sure. Well,
it clearly works. His tank looks nice.
Come on, guys. 63 are watching and only 8 likes. Come on now.
63. Wow.
Come on now.
As soon as you get on, Steve, I think change the screen so because when it's just you on the screen and we're all at the side, it looks like you've got a crazy jumper on as well. Do it again.
A crazy jumper.
Yeah, watch. Looks like he's got like a 90s rave jumper on.
I've got.
You put us up the side again, and you go in the middle.
Oh, put it on the side.
Them out. Yeah. It's not going to be worth it now because it's taking that long.
Yeah.
There you go. Look his head.
Take the comment off.
It looks like he's got a little 90s jumper on.
Look, I've got a duck on my head.
That's not worth the thumb. I don't know what it is. Tell you what.
Listen, guys. Yeah, go on. Let's see. Okay. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
So where's the best Black Friday deals there? Who's giving the most money off this Black Friday?
Yeah, 58 watching I can see now, guys. 58 are watching. So definitely. I mean, you know what? I think I might have to...
It's gone down now, Steve. Stop mentioning the number.
I think I might have to press this button. Come on, guys.
Steve, do you want me to give you a bit of motivation here, mate? I could just take a drink out of my mug.
Hey!
Look at that, folks.
Right on cue.
Actually, I'm talking about mugs. I've actually ordered. I've actually ordered a few different ones actually. So some different, not merch. Just I'm gonna give some away and stuff like that. But I was experimenting, with them and all that. And I thought, you know what, let's see what we can do. And I've got a couple coming out for sure.
Steve's definitely up in his game now. He's got all the StreamYard stuff there. He's got the new merch and everything.
I'm a long way off you, mate. I'm a long way off you for sure. You know what I mean?
No, new laptop and everything too, mate. You're going all out here. I like it.
You also did like an Instagram live for about 45 minutes the other day as well.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Well, you know what? I went on. Yeah, I went on it just a brief.
He does them in the middle of the day when everybody's at work, though. Can't get on them.
Yeah, because I work at nights. So I can't.
But mate, I'm teaching kids. I can't just put them. Wait up, kids. Let's leave the lesson. Get Moxie on the board. Get Moxie on the board. Here we go. They'll be like, "Who's this guy?"
Hey, they'll be listening to me. Yeah, get him on the
stream. Like, he's a legend in Manchester Reefing scene. Make sure you subscribe.
I'm going to throw it out there and ask if anybody else has got crazy weather because it sounds like the roof's about to blow off my house just now. The wind is ridiculous.
Yeah, you've got the red storm, haven't you, up there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even in the worst bit. The worst bit's on the east coast. So anybody in the east coast of Scotland just now is a red one, and I'm in the amber one. And it sounds like my house is about to take off. The wind is unreal.
There's nothing around here, mate.
No, I'm fine.
It's quiet here.
Like a mill pond.
Yeah.
Apologies if the roof just takes off and I start getting wet. Then I'll apologise just now.
You get more likes there, Steve.
Just let me know when that happens.
I'll put you on full screen. You'll be on.
Yeah. Full screen. Backshift Reefers put weather's crazy there.
Is he further? Is he northeast? Is it?
I think he's Newcastle way somewhere.
They're going to get battered tonight. Not drinking. I mean by the weather. I know Newcastle's known for drinking, but it's going to be blown off the map.
We had it last night.
Bravo 20 is up in Dundee, so they'll be getting it quite bad just now, I think.
Yeah, the Red Storm.
Red Storm, yeah. It's turned into a geography channel. I like this now.
Yeah. You know what? Let's all keep safe anyway. Stay in your houses, and that's it. That's what you got to do.
Avoid large trees. That's my tip. Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I was going to say, Jay,
should we for 39 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say, Jay, shall we answer Jay's question about the Black Friday? Because he's asked it about 3 times about who's got deals.
I just want to know what people have been buying or where they've been shopping.
So Russell Brooks said 40% off of Prestige Reef. There's quite a few doing 15% off of Red Sea stuff because I bought some salt and some other elements. So I got that's 15%. I think it's 12% off of the thing Radians, thing like AI Primes.
Yeah, I've seen the Radians and stuff
like that. And actually, I think I saw Kraken and H2O Aquatics was 10% off of everything. I don't know if that was in store, whether that was just online. I haven't seen anyone else match that, but Charterhouse as well was 10%.
Yeah.
I don't know about any others, but I mean, I think this is probably better than I've seen in previous Black Friday. Sometimes it's been a bit, a bit calm, but 10% off across all of their stock is quite unusual.
Although it seems to be now, it's no longer Black Friday, it's Black November. It seems to go on for that long. I mean, I remember it used to be one day and you had to queue up outside shops and so on, but now it's just, I will do it for the month or we'll do it for weeks or whatever. So, not got the same buzz about it, I don't think, but still some really good deals.
It becomes a 2-week deal, doesn't it? Yeah.
Really good deals. You know what happens at the end of November, Ross? You have to shave your beard again.
No way.
November, it's only 1 month, mate. It's only 1 month.
Weeks to go there. I should do like a reverse November where I shave it off for 1 month.
I love a freebie, Michael. What are you offering?
Haley's putting no Black Friday deals on tanks.
There is.
Could have bagged himself a bigger tank.
There is.
Yeah, there is. AAC was 10%. Well, I suppose if people are doing 10% off everything, then those 3 stores would be 10% off of tanks. I know AAC is doing 10% off of tanks and all of their kit and that as well.
And Waterbox did as well.
Yeah,
was theirs 10% or more?
So they done Blue Friday a couple of weeks back. That was when I got my tank. But they've also done another like Black Friday deals for this weekend, where I can't remember the percentage wise, but they've got deals on certain tanks. The Frag range has got deals on it. I think there's other ones. But yeah, they do have deals on as well.
I'm really tempted by one of them the smallest frag tank. Paul's convinced me about the shallow reef tank, and I am really tempted with a shallow reef, especially because he talked about the spread of weight, because it's the second floor. The distribution of weight would be wider, but you've not got so much water. I just think they look. It's a bit of a weird thing to say, but I think shallow reefs just look sexy. Okay, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think they look really.
He's going all Barry White on us, isn't he?
So Jay, how deep is your tank compared to the shallow ones just now?
So the shallow ones, are they 40 cent? No, they're not 40 centimeters, are they? No.
I think they are.
They're about 40.
Yeah.
I think they are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is the tank, Jay, that we was talking about. I don't know if you want to put it on full screen. But this guy on Instagram, I don't know if you can see because along my lights.
Yeah.
But I think it's 4 foot long. I think it's 12 inches high, and I think it's 18 inches front to back. I think, and that would be pretty good. I think we worked out that would be something like about 200 liters.
200 liters,
and then you got about 40-50 liters in the sump, and you get a good spread because it's 4 feet. The guy on Instagram, I think he's really good. It's Reef_GB. Another guy in Switzerland. They think there's some decent tanks in Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah, I like Switzerland.
I think we know. We had noticed. Yes,
no one else will know what you're on about now, so you better explain this.
No, we talk about Switzerland as a place to go, and also, funny enough, there's quite a few people on Instagram, and they've got really clean tanks that are Swiss. And also, you like to sit on the fence.
Yeah. If you don't know this, guys, on the stream, I'm known as Mr. Switzerland because I'm always trying to please everybody apparently and be nice.
You're extremely impartial, shall we say?
I don't want to cause
impartial.
Impartial. No,
but anyway, Jay, I think
like
that would be.
I've got opinions. I've got opinions.
Kim's put, not sure what to get. Any advice? Much appreciated.
So what
Tumbleweed there, Jay.
There's a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay. What did you say? I missed you. I was paying attention.
I'm going to give you an opinion now, Steve. This StreamYard template is the best I've ever seen. There you go. That's an opinion.
Appreciate it, mate.
What, you try to say it's better than mine's, Jay?
It's just different, isn't it, Jay?
Different, yeah.
You know what?
And there's the reason we call them Switzerland.
I like your t-shirts, mate.
Right.
I love the t-shirts. But anyway, yeah, I've got a space in this room where it would fit. I don't really want to pan round because I've got like Christmas boxes accumulated in it. It's a bit messy. I've got an alcove, you know, like an old even though I've got quite a newish house, I've got an alcove and it could slot nicely into there.
So have you measured that space?
I've measured. The problem is though, this is what's putting me off. So the width is fine and it leaves a nice little gap either side.
Yeah.
But then the width, what's that bit? The depth.
Front to back.
The length. Yeah. The front to back. The length.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake. Whichever it is then. That bit there.
Yeah, front to back. Let's call it front to back.
Is 60 and my alcove is only 53. So it's going to come out beyond the alcove, which is why I'm a bit hesitant.
If you get a custom bait, if you get a custom tank and go 4 foot long, 1.5 feet front to back, so that's going to be 45 centimeters. So that will be within your 50 odd range, and then you go 12. Well, if you're going custom, you can go a foot or maybe a little bit more, and then you've got a shallow reef that fits within that, and that will probably do you for 200 liters, and that's 4 foot, and you won't be having sleepless nights about it being too heavy. Then you got your sump, which 40, 50, 60 liters, and you're fine, Joe.
You just need to check the direction of your beams, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but with it being in the alcove, I felt that it's going to have like 4 points of like support, really, isn't it?
Depends how the house is built, mate. I don't know.
Red row, mate.
Red row. Well, in that case, red row use a 4x2 factor on theirs. I don't know. There's nothing.
I was listening then. I was like, oh, he knows something about red row.
Ask him about whiskey. He's fine.
Yeah. I have no idea who red row is.
Anybody who builds red row in the chat, let me know what the load is.
It's easy to lift your carpet and you'll see where the nails are running down for the board, so you'll be able to see that way. That's the easiest way to check.
He's probably got flooring down, so in which case I wouldn't recommend reefing that up. But
carpets, too?
I've got carpets, yeah. I've got carpets.
That's all right.
Pull the carpet up in the corner and have a look, mate.
Exactly.
I will do. So yeah, that's the only thing that's put me off. It would protrude a bit too far, and I don't think it would look that good.
And
just remember as well, you don't want it tight. You'll need to leave space around the sides and the back as well.
Space around the back of it as well, so it'd be more than that.
A little bit, you won't go flush to the wall, wasn't it? But 45 against 54, you'd be okay still. You've got 10 centimeters. You can have that away from the wall, and you'll still be fine, Jay.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, I've been tempted by it. I like them water boxes, and I know Ross is getting. That's what you're on about, isn't it? That's what you've got, isn't it?
So this is a water box here. My new tank's a water box as well.
Kim was putting. I haven't seen much on the GHL products. You know what? It's one thing I've never really looked into GHL, to be truthful. I know they're really good products and stuff, but I've never really like delved, really into them. But a lot of people, they absolutely love the GHLs. You know what I mean? And the KH directors and stuff like that go with it. They absolutely love them and rave about them. But I know that Secret Reef, he put down that he has the KH director and the dolphin pumps as well, and is in love with it. So yeah, definitely. If Secret Reef is saying that, then for sure.
So Kim, what I would try, I'd go on the website of Charterhouse, H2O, and Kraken, because if they've got 10% off of everything, and they stock KH keepers or whatever it is. Not KH keepers, GHL. Then if they've got those in stock, then you should be able to get 10% off. I don't know if anyone else is doing a better deal than that on those particular products. If you Google those products, then you might get an ad from someone who's got that on a special deal. But that's what I would do anyway. I would go to those websites.
Lucid Reefs just put Kim GHL at 10% off Profilux 4 and the Motrolighting as well. So yeah, head over to their website for sure if you're interested in them.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look.
Yeah, definitely. Would you recommend? Would recommend the Profilux as your first product? To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of like a modular system, the GHL stuff. You can buy basically one and then add on and add on. You keep up the towers of them, can't you?
Yeah, you can add them on, yeah. Well, I do... Doesn't Nanotank Reefer have them as well? He hasn't done it.
Yeah, he's got them.
I think he does, actually, yeah.
I think he's got them all. I'm sure he's got them all as well.
He does have them. I'm trying to think who else has got them. I'm not sure if Ian's Reef has got them. You know, the guy who does all the Zoas. I think he maybe does.
Ian's Reef has got them, yeah. Ian Cosgrove. He's got them, yeah, for sure. He's got them, yeah. Set it up in his new tank, didn't he? In his new one.
There's another guy, a Scottish guy lives in Edinburgh called Polish Reefer. I don't know if you've seen him. I'm sure he runs the stuff as well, the GHL stuff. It's really nice in his tank.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
Let's see. Rich has put. He's also put. H2O, yeah, like you said, Paul, I've got 10% on.
Yeah, so they've got them in stock.
Yeah, so
I just looking on Kraken, it looks like I've looked in Charterhouse and looked on Kraken. I only picked one or two of their products that were out of stock.
But you know, like this 10% on, like when companies advertise it, yeah. As long as they actually can get the products, is that the 10% off it? Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like,
so I placed an order with...
not in stock, even if it's not in stock, say, yeah, do you still get the 10% off?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you do.
If you're in
I
store,
placed an
you
order
might be able
with
to...
Kraken there. And when I placed the order, I think my skimmer, my return pump, the wave maker, there was something else. The wave maker was definitely out of stock because I went for the Euro 5, the AI Prime one, it was out of stock. And basically, you're allowed to order it with a discount and then they'll send you out when it comes in, kind of thing. So.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's really good.
That is.
Yeah, it's shown out of stock on Kraken anyway. I know that because that's where I've bought everything from. Kraken. I haven't been to Charterhouse or H2O. I just went straight to Kraken. So.
Yeah.
Cottage Reefs just put a thing which I never even knew about. It says get a tip
yeah,
to
this
get
is
your money
true.
off.
This is true.
Add the stuff to your basket online. Don't check out. Leave it for a few days. The companies will often email you a voucher. Wow, we've never known about that. I'd have done that myself a few times.
I've had that a few times accidentally, not with reef stuff, but other stuff that I've been kind of mulling over, leave it in the basket. And as long as you're like registered with an account on there, then they'll usually send you out, it might just be a 5% or a 10% or free shipping or something, but they'll usually try and entice you to actually pull the trigger on the order.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Absolutely true.
And sometimes the longer you leave it, the more it goes up as well. I've had ones the 15 and then 20 and then 25. And you almost feel, at what point do you bite the bullet?
Yeah, flights and hotels tend to go up. If you look at them more often, they'll put it up. Whereas, like, I've got my missus' Christmas present in the basket now.
What is it?
I tell you, she's in the other room. Anyway,
I just wanted to know if it was the same thing that I had got her. I wanted to know, is it the same thing that I've got her, mate?
No. That's not how it works, Ross.
I better send that back then.
Money saving tip. That was a good tip by Cotty because that's true.
Going back onto that question there, Hunters Reef signature frags. I think I've seen Jay use them.
Oh, honestly, absolutely brilliant.
They look very good. So Jay, it's over to you. That question.
I've been to his coral shop now 3 times, and it's absolutely immaculate. The guy is so meticulous about his corals. He loves his corals. It feels like you don't even want to sell them. And when you go in, it's like going into a jeweler's. You get like a private booking, and then he takes you around, tells you all about the corals, and then obviously then you can purchase. But the corals are just not like mine. They have loads of colour. I tell a joke. I've actually got quite a few of his SPS, and they're doing very well. It's brilliant.
There's only one thing that would put me off going to signature frags, I think, and that's the fact that I'd have to put my suit on to go there.
Yeah, that's true. Is it suit only?
It's not suit only. No, it's just I was just leaving work, and then I thought, right, I'll just go from work, and then ever since that, people take the mick out of wearing a suit. But anyway, it's a great shop. Just go and get something small and cheap, and you'll love it. And then build your way up because the corals are stunning. You've got some really nice.
Black Friday sale, mate.
Yeah, 20% off, isn't it? I saw.
Was that
how much?
20% off, I think. Signature. I don't know if that was off of everything. Yeah. I'm sure I saw something on Instagram, and someone put it in the comments earlier. Sorry, Steve.
Have you heard of anything? Have you heard anything about this? About our frag that we're looking at, Jay? From Signature Frags.
The Pikachu. Yeah, it's the latest. Yeah,
is it that one?
The thing is, though, it doesn't let them go until they're fully based out. It doesn't let them go until they're fully based out and coloured up. So they're super healthy when you get them. Really good place. Check it out.
For sure.
But SPS really good. But it's got these orange LPS, and they look insane as well. These
I've seen them.
Have you seen them?
I said, mate, I don't even want to ask the price of them.
Look, he's like,
I don't even want to ask you.
He said to me, I'll swap you ahead of that for ahead of one of yours, but I don't want to give mine. I don't want to swap mine. I want his and mine.
That is so you, Jay.
I want them both. I don't want to give a head away of mine yet. I haven't got enough heads to give away yet.
You know what?
But yeah. He's a top guy. Get in touch with him and just buy something cheap and build your way up. You'll like him.
For sure. Let's see. Every time I order a torch online, they don't live long. Yeah, we've spoke about this before, haven't we? It's a hit and miss with. It's a hit and miss with ordering online. I hold my hands up. I've never ordered a frag online, so I have no experience. I've never experienced it in my life. I like to go see it. See what it's like in the tank and stuff, but that's just the way I like. I've done that from day one. So I've never ordered. Maybe if I'd ordered my first frags online, when I first started out, maybe that might have been a bit different. But like I said, I like to go and see them, see what they're like. But then again, while I'm there at the LFS, I might see something else, or I might even buy another thing. So that's why I like to go to the LFS, and plus it's the experience as well. You enjoy it, don't you? You see something, you go, I'll buy this and I'll buy that. It costs you more money, but it's more enjoyable than just looking online and ordering it and getting it shipped out to you.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I do it. Really. Yeah. But use of all done it, aren't you? I think.
Yeah, I must admit, other than I've been a couple of hours from a shop online, all the other stuff I've had through the post has been stuff I've had from people from Malta at Reef.
Right.
I used to, when I was building out the tanks, I go on Ultimate Reef and buy things from that. And I've got to say, the quality of the stuff that come through, both in terms of the quality of the frags, but also the packaging and everything else was spot on. Yeah. So that's probably the only places I've used. I bought in the real early days some Zoas from a couple of online coral people, but that's it really.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of the same. I've bought quite a few things from online places, Zoas and mushrooms and so on. Nothing kind of higher end stuff, but I've had stuff. I know Paul, you've sent me stuff, and there's others sent me stuff up as well, and never really had any issues, to be honest with you. Everything seems to come all right. So I think as long as people who are sending them know what they're doing, then they're all right.
Yeah. I actually find sending stuff is harder in the summer than in the winter, because in the summer you're not sure at what temperature do you put a heat pack in or not, because if you put a heat pack in and the temperature goes through the roof, you can end up cooking the corals.
Yeah.
So I actually hate sending corals in the summer. I'd rather prefer when it's cold, as long as there's not snow on the ground. But if it's like 0 or -1 or 2, I don't have a problem with doing that, because you can put the heat pack in, as long as it's all right. You keep it going for half an hour before you seal the box up. You've got holes in it and you ping it off. I find it's easier to do it in the winter than it is in the summer. That's just my personal
I think that's
view.
quite an important thing to remember, though, is to put holes in the box, because the heat packs work on oxygen. So if you put a heat pack in the box, it starts to heat up. When you shut it in, it goes cold again because there's no oxygen there. So you need to have holes in the box for that heat pack to work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always have it running for half an hour outside the box just to make sure it's warm. So I've had situations where you open the pack up, you put it in there, and it doesn't heat up. And if I'd sent that out there's a good chance those corals would have died.
Yeah.
So I do that as well. So it's easy just to peel the pack off and have that waiting whilst you get the you get the corals out of the tank and that.
That's what I was going to say, Hayley. Sorry, Judy. You can't. Some corals you just can't get locally, so you have to mail order them. Like there's certain things that I've got in mind, and I just couldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't have got them without the mail order system. Like just with that fish that I got from Scotland, Ross, from Ness's.
Yeah.
For Scooter Blenny that was feeding on frozen, that was super healthy. There wasn't any round where I lived. I had to go on mail order. So sometimes you kind of your arms forced. If you want something in particular that looks good, then you've got to go with the.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Yeah, I think I'm yeah, go on,
price, yeah, maybe as well.
Sorry, that's the big thing. I mean, you can look at that and say, for example, what were you for that, Jay? 35 quid or whatever it was.
35 quid. What
yeah, compared to a lot of places I've seen are 55, 50 quid or like that. So, if it's getting delivered to your door for cheaper than you can go to your LFS and buy it, then it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it depends where you live. So I feel quite lucky because of the shops and also local reefers I've got around me. Steve, I can imagine you probably could get anything because there's loads of shops and a big reefing community around where you are, isn't there?
Manchester Barrier Reef.
Yeah, there is, mate. Really. Yeah, no, there is really. Truth be told, I mean, like we've said before, that the higher end stuff you need to go to, slightly higher end LFS stores. The normal ones, the normal corals, the ones that are around, the like the ceratopias, the styloporas, and the normal ones, normal torches like green ones. You can get them all over the show for sure. So, but like you said, it comes down to price as well, doesn't it? Because usually when you buy private from a private seller, you get them a lot cheaper, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, as opposed to what's that noise?
That's my dog. I think she wants to go out. She's sitting in front of me. She's been really good, but I think she wants to go out. So, and everyone's gone out as usual. So I won't be.
No worries. Yeah.
Never fails to disappoint on the reefing bingo. There's always a dog on everyone. Every time the dog is on there. Steve,
we're going to do a reefing bingo for when you're hosting in the new year.
Oh, you haven't forgot that? I thought you'd forgotten about that. Oh,
no.
I promised to do the first one of the new year as my New Year's resolution, didn't I?
Yep, you sure did, mate.
Yeah, well, I might have to. I might be sick on that one. I might have to phone in.
That's fine. You can do the following week, mate. That's not a problem.
Oh, gee, why do I have to do this? Oh my God!
I think you'll be good. You'll be good, mate.
I don't want the hassle. I enjoy just giving you grief sitting here.
Yeah, but just think how much we'll enjoy sitting giving you grief for a change.
Well, that's it, yeah. and then you miss someone's comments and stuff like that, and I'd feel so bad about that as Mr. Switzerland. If I miss someone's comment, I would feel really bad because I tried. I know
for a fact that nobody in the chat will give you a hard time. They'll all be quite easy on you, and they'll all go fair on you and just say, "It's okay,
right.
Time, just take it easy."
And you couldn't even say that without smiling because you know that's not the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the first Friday in January? I need to be away.
I think it's the 8th. I think we messaged you a couple of times on that the 8th of Jan is the one with first, or 7th or 8th that we're back on.
We've got New Year's Eve. I'm not doing it there. No chance.
No, we're not.
7th, mate. Yeah.
Oh, it's the
7th your night.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's going on? So Christmas Eve, New Year's. We get about 2 weeks off, won't we then?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, get 2 week break. Yeah.
No one's going to tune in on Christmas Eve to listen to this rubbish.
No.
I'll do the 7th of January, 7th for never. I'll do.
And as Gaugo said there, you've got to do a giveaway as well, so you can do the names and all that stuff.
Oh, you've got to do the roulette and all that kind of thing, Jay.
Yeah. Give away something I got for Christmas that I don't use.
It'll be a Lynx Africa set.
Lynx Africa or a selection box.
Oh, what you like, you lot.
5 a.m. Wow. I don't even get that early for work. Never mind anything else. Jeez.
Simple Aquariums in the house.
Oh, Lauren Simple Aquariums. Am I okay?
Yeah. 5 a.m. She's it.
Hello to Australia.
Wow.
That's dedication for you.
That is dedication.
Absolutely.
The sun is already out. See, not like you, Ross. You're getting blown away.
I know. It's creaking and groaning here just now.
You've got storm, and Lauren's got the Aussie sunshine. It's summer over there, isn't it? Getting to summer.
I was going to say that it will be, yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
A bit more geography in the chat.
Steve, was there a question earlier on about where do people get their heat packs from?
Yeah, I think it was
Rudra
had asked that.
Rudra, if you make contact with me on Instagram, there's someone on Facebook. I'll give you the details in on Messenger. I ordered 25 heat packs from them, and I found them to be cheaper. I haven't ordered them for about 2 months because I buy 50 or 60 at a time. They were cheaper than anything I could see on eBay at the time, but of course prices change. So if you message me, I'll give you the details of the personal messenger. If you're looking to buy some, that is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've got it. I've got tons. You know what? I've got tons of coral frags in there, yeah, that I actually snap off. Believe it or not, you know the thing, and I throw it at the back of my tank. I literally throw it at the back of the display tank, just to keep the skeleton in. You know, the skeletons and all that in there, yeah. And I it was crazy because I thought they're gonna die here, yeah. And I had the lid off it. Not yesterday it was. And I had the, you know, where I could put it in the water and I could see from the top down, yeah, like the tube, yeah. And I'm looking like that, and I looked over to the back, and they must be the equivalent of about 60 pieces of that Ceratopia and the Stylopora that I just snapped off and I threw them at the back of the tank. You know what I mean? Because really, it's just I can't. I've not got the space to to frag them and put them on a frag rack, and I just haven't got the space at all. So. For me, it's just a shame. But next year, I am going to definitely just like put pieces in things, and I'm just going to send them off and give them away to people. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to do next year, rather than letting them die and stuff. It's just I think that's what I'm going to do next year for sure. I'm going to try and do my best of try to keep things alive while sending them away. But I've never really done it, to be truthful. So
Steve, could you not take them to an LFS and maybe get store credit or something for them?
Yeah,
got loads.
You could. I suppose you could do, but I mean, they're the tiny.
You'd rather kill them.
You'd rather throw them at the back of the tank. And they all pile up. So it's got a massive pile at the back of the tank. It's SPS grave.
You know what I'll do, right? You know what I'll do tomorrow? I'll take a photo of it. I'll take a photo.
No, we don't want to see coral skeletons.
And I'll post it. I'll just no, but it's not skeletons. They're actually alive. It's actually alive on the sandbed, mate. That's the funny thing.
That's why I respect you. You can get SPS to grow anywhere. And
on the sandbed.
On the sandbed. Yeah.
So it's like I'll take a photo and I'll show you for sure. Let's see. Did I hear right? Jay giveaway.
What was this? What?
You might have heard it, but he didn't say it.
You didn't hear right. I will do a giveaway. I'm going to go all out. It's a snail.
Jay's giveaway is the brown coral.
Not a conch. They're about £4.
Just the shell. Nothing inside. It's just a shell.
Yeah. What's he saying now, Michael Butler? Jay's giving away brown coral. Well,
yeah.
Love to go round.
Go, Jay. Go.
Message me and I'll sort you out. Oh, that's very good. Thank you very much, mate.
The thing with that is Galgo knows he'll win it back anyway.
What this is going to be.
Yeah, Galgo will probably win it.
That is true.
Yeah, he often wins.
Yeah.
Thank you, Galgo. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
For sure.
So there is a prize, Julie, by the way. Galgo sorted it.
Galgo, send it from Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, guys, we're over an hour and 10 minutes into the stream, and we've not even said what's been going on in our tanks, whether good and bad. So, Ross, I'll go to you, mate. How's your tank been looking good, bad? Shocking.
So, it's not great, to be honest, mate. It still looks terrible.
Wow.
Your Instagram says a different story.
I know.
Yeah, pictures always look better than real life, though, don't they?
And this is what we need to be honest about, isn't it? Instagram is just the best bits.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I mean, the hair algae just never, ever seems to have went away fully. I mean, when I used the Flux RX the first time, it went away, but I reckon there was always kind of 5% of it still there. and then it just seems to have grown again, and it just doesn't seem to be ever going away now. It seems to get worse, and then, I've checked my levels, and I sent you guys a photo of the levels tonight, and I don't think that's what's causing it. I mean, my phosphate is at 0.04, my nitrate was at 2.4, I think it is, so that's a bit low. I would like that to be a bit higher. But I mean, my alkalinity is sitting at 8. There's nothing really that I can see that's causing it. I actually done another Flux RX treatment 2 weeks ago, skipped last week's water change, and that really should have took it back to being nothing, but it doesn't seem to clear up at all, which is
so the only thing I would say on that, Ross, is the algae's consuming the elements. So you could argue that the readings you're getting are not correct. Well, they are correct, but because it's feeding on the phosphate.
Yeah, I mean,
the nitrate.
Don't get me wrong, the algae is nowhere near what it was before. I mean, back when it was literally covered the tank, then it looked really bad. But yeah, just now it's just not. I'm just not happy with it. That's the long and short of it. Still got cyano that just doesn't ever seem to be going away, and just it doesn't really. I'm getting frustrated with it. Put it that way.
Well, that's brought the mood down, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
I think you're being harsh. I mean, obviously, I saw the tank, and I think you're being harsh. Sorry, go on, Steve.
I wish I didn't ask the question. Now, what was going on with that?
Right, back to StreamYard. What other backgrounds you got, Steve?
Yeah.
So, joking aside, Ross, obviously I've seen your tank. I was up in Scotland a couple of weeks ago. I thought your tank looked really good. There isn't many tanks that don't have a little bit of algae, or a little bit of bubble algae, or a little bit of cyano or something like that. There are some that are completely spotless, but a lot of tanks have
very few
bits and bats that are not right. And you ask people about their tanks, they always start with what they're not happy with. But I think you've done a really good job on your tank. It's been running 12 months or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
You've got some really good corals, and I think you do a really good job on your tank. So I think you're being harsh on yourself, but but you see it through your eyes, and no one's going to change that regardless of what anyone else says.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that, like you say, when you're not happy with something, you just focus on that all the time, and you can't get that. I mean, I walk into the room, the first thing I look at, and I go, "Oh, that tank looks crap," and then I think, "Well, I need to change that. Or I need to try and fix something," but I don't want to change things because it's going all right, other than the fact that it's got the algae there that I need to get rid of, and that's just the bit that's annoying me. I was toying with getting a sea hare or something, just even getting a loner one just to put in and try and see if it'll clear it up a bit. Because the thing is, I've got that tuxedo urchin, and he does a fantastic job. And he actually leaves little white trails where he goes, where it's cleaned back to the rock perfectly. But within a matter of a week's time, it's grown over again. And it just, I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Well, your tank is absolutely stunning, Ross. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Just stick with it. It'll be fine. You've got to have a bit of algae anyway, haven't you? It's part of the biodiversity. So a little bit.
Yeah.
Listen, we all have
We've
algae.
all got algae.
Everybody who scrapes their glass clean, that's algae, guys. That's you leave it to grow, just like Nano Tank Reefer. He did an experiment, didn't he?
Yeah.
With it, for a month, it for 4 weeks, and it just goes to show, he had lower nutrients and stuff like that in his tank. And look at all the algae that grew on the glass. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So we all have algae. Everybody has algae in the tank.
I've got some, Ross. Ever since I've disturbed that sump, everyone's going, clean your sump out. Oh, move stuff around. Get your hand in the sump. No, don't do it. Do not do it. In a nano tank, if you move anything, disturb anything, that's it. It goes west for about a month, 2 months.
Absolutely.
I've got algae again since I've done the sump out. You just upset the balance, and I know you have to do these maintenance things, but on these little nanos, they don't cope with any disturbance, really. It's not good.
Yeah, I like a bit of algae because I've got a yellow tang and an algae blenny, and they love it when there's a bit of algae. The algae blenny loves it when the glass is dirty. It's pecking on that all the time. So I don't mind because the fish are happier, or they seem to be, when there's a little bit of muck around. So
for sure.
That's my excuse for not cleaning the glass anyway.
Well, look at Secret Reef. He's got bubble, cyano, dinos, every algae you can wish for, and look at his tank. So it just goes to show, you know what I mean? It is. But I know what you're saying, Ross. You see that spot on your tank and you go, God, and like you said, your eyes just get drawn to it to that certain area. You know what I mean? I'm having it now with my tank where you know that the lever on the left hand side, which is over this side here, yeah, the lever. I'm thinking that needs to come out now. I need to get rid of that because it's getting more sponge on it. I mean, obviously sponge, they say it comes from silicates and stuff, but I've sent ICP tests off and there's no silicates in the tank, so I don't know where that comes from. But sponge is growing up and it's just making it look a mess now, and I you know what I mean. But it's disturbing it. But when it's out, it's nice. You know what I mean. But every time I come in, I look at it. I say to the missus all the time, I'm getting rid of that. That's coming out. That's coming out. But I've still not got round to it. Do you know what I mean? And we all have these things for sure in our tanks where we're just like we just get peed off with them and we don't want to, and we're like, oh, get rid of it, do this.
I mean, I'm not at a stage where I would want to get rid of it. I still absolutely love the tank. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy having the tank, but it's just at the stage where I get so frustrated with every single day. You think it's going to get a bit better. I'll get a bit better, and it just doesn't. And it's the same all the time. And you think, what am I doing wrong? Where am I going wrong? What have I done that's caused this? You're constantly questioning yourself about everything, and you're probably right in what you say. I bet you actually, if we were to ask, I don't think there'll be anybody watching this that'll say that they're 100% happy with their tank, and I'm probably just being a bit overreactive to that. But it just frustrates me. It does.
Know what? Algae Warriors just put exactly the same. We're all our own worst critics, and it's very true that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're never happy with our tanks, never. You know what I mean. We can always improve it, or we can always change it around, or we can. I'll get this coral, I'll get that coral. Every one of us are the same. You know what I mean. We all think that. But like
although I'll tell you what I'm happy with this week, and this is a shameless plug here. So please excuse me on this one.
Here we go. What's this?
Oh, the beast.
Look at the size of that for an RODI unit.
Wow. Looks like a paintball
Look
gun.
at that.
Wow.
That thing is massive.
That is huge.
God. Wow.
So that's a 300 gallon per day 5-stage unit.
Gee.
For your little nano?
300.
It's a bit overkill, that, Ross.
A bit overkill, mate.
Well, the reason that I went for that is because...
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goes with the 1,000 litre of these elements.
Of water for the 75 litre tank.
So the thing with that is, obviously, I don't use that much water just now with a little nano tank. And I'm getting the second tank, which will be set up as well as that one. So I'm going to keep 2 of them running. But it's nothing to do with quantity, it's more about the speed. So my little one, I say little, the 5-stage I've got just now is 150 gallons per day. And that makes 25 litres in about an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 45 minutes. So I'm hoping that this one here, I'll make 25 litres in just under an hour, hopefully. That's kind of the target I'm aiming for. So it's not really as much as I'm going to be making thousands of litres of water. It's the fact that I can make it quicker with that is the kind of main thing. That's what I'm going for anyway. So
you know what it boils down to? I think it's the pressure. It's the water pressure in your tap. It's not about. I don't think it's about the. I don't think it's actually all comes like on how many you can get, like a 500 gallon per day or whatever, a 300 whatever. I think it's the pressure, the amount of pressure in your tank. Because when I looked at it, I got low pressure in mine, and it was like, in my water, and the guy at the shop was saying, oh yeah, you'll have to get a booster pump. You'll have to get a booster pump to pump on it, because of the pressure. So I was like, so
they need a minimum of about 40 psi. Between 40 to 80 psi is really the thing. And I've got 75 psi here.
Right.
Wow.
So that's good.
I'm up pretty much the top end of what the requirement is. Right. And my tap water is only about 28 to 30 TDS usually. So the tap water is good and the pressure is good.
And it's free.
Well, yeah, and it's free as well. But yeah, the big thing, if your pressure is right for the RODI unit, now bear in mind also the water temperature's got to be right as well. They don't work really below 2 degrees as the kind of cut off, I think, for them. So if your water pressure and temperature is right, then that one there being 300 gallons per day will produce a hell of a lot more quicker, than the other one. 151 a day will be a lot slower than that because obviously it's the same pressure that I've got. So I should be able to make it a lot quicker with that, mate, I think.
You're spot on, Ross, with those 3 things, I find, because my RO unit sits in the garden all year round, other than when it's really cold, it goes in the shed. And I do find production in the summer, the amount it produces is far quicker than in the winter. And as you know, the TDS I've got is like 300 going in, so mine's chugging along. and I have to change my resin probably a lot quicker than you have to, or more regular than you have to change yours. So it is that, and then the pressure. So those three things I find make a big difference in terms of the speed of production, also how much waste you get as well. But definitely as you go up, I found 150 gallons compared to 50 gallons. The 150 gallons, you get a lot less waste than you do on 50, because obviously you've got the unit and it's cleaning it quicker and bigger membrane and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I done a video on that actually last week talking about all the RODI stuff, but the big thing for it as well that's quite important is putting a flush kit on them so you can flush it out before and after use. A lot of folk don't really know that you should be flushing it out before and after just to clear the membrane. So the flush kit fits in just after the membrane on the wastewater line. So when you're running it, you should have a little flow restrictor on the outlet of your membrane. So the flush kit basically bypasses that and allows you to flush the membrane clean. So you do that before and after every use, and that prolongs the life of it as well.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't buy a machine without the flush kit on it, and also without the TDS unit that actually measures both in and out. I mean, obviously out is the most important one, but knowing what's going in does help. As you're thinking, blimey, it's not making much, but of course, if you know that you've got a load of rubbish going in it, then it's going to be slow. Coming out. So it's quite important to know that.
We're all talking about, like, I think my TDS is about, it's about 68 or something, 60, 68, 60. So it's not that bad, yeah.
That's good.
Look at simple aquariums.
Wow. Gee, I didn't know you could get that high.
Tell me you don't drink that water at that level.
No, please tell me you don't drink that.
That must be
wow.
Coastal.
I tell you what though, you know what though, the resin and all that and the filters mustn't last long if you're doing it, if you use
absolutely, yeah.
It get depleted like literally within a week or two or something. I would have thought.
I find the membrane's okay, but it's the resin that takes the hit, which is okay because you can buy a big bucket of it fairly cheap. So I'm changing, depending on how much I make, but I do change it quite often. And all of a sudden, I go to one a lot quicker than I'd like it to, because it's a bit of a pain to have to undo the canister and change it, but you have to do it.
You need to make sure it's packed tightly as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah, you do. Resin. Yeah, they quite often come with sponge. So you've got the container, and then you pack it in, and you've got a sponge that pushes you down, and put a little bit more on the top, and that makes it compact.
Yeah.
So I find that's pretty good usually.
For sure. That's a live recap.
So yeah, that's really been the good and bad of my week, to be honest with you, mate.
I tell you what I find, Ross, of the 3 tanks I've got, the one that I have the less problems with is the one that's got the Refugium in. I have a little bit of algae on the back, but I've got to say I have hardly anything on the sand bed or on the rocks or anything. I've had bubble algae, but then I've got an emerald crab and he's sorted that out, so I've got none of that. But of the 3 tanks, that's the one that looks the cleanest and has the least amount of maintenance on the glass. Whether that's because it's a Refugium and it's just sucking up all the nutrients. At the moment, I haven't got the clarity on it. I haven't got a skimmer in it, and it's made hardly any difference. And it's the first time I heard of Refugium in a tank in the 7 years, and it works really well. I was surprised. It took ages to get it going because I didn't have enough nutrients to kickstart it. But once it started going and enough fish in there and that, it's worked out really well.
I would really like her. Sorry, man, you go.
I never knew this. Government limit for safe water is 650 TDS, if you remember right. Wow, 650 TDS. That's the government safe limit for drinking.
You can actually go online and look at the limits for each individual element, and it tells you what the recommended limit is. And I'm sure it's the Environmental Health Agency or some the World Health Organization. There's something anyway. And that tells you what the actual levels are. And it's quite interesting when you look at it, because some of the stuff that's in that, you think, we're drinking that. I mean, there's lead and everything, the levels of lead that's in it, and it's unreal.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, Ross, you're going to say about a Refugium?
Yeah, so I quite fancied getting a Refugium for my new tank, but the sump configuration's quite small and it would be very difficult to do. So I also toyed with the idea of an algae reactor. I know we spoke about that before. You done a video on that, Paul, didn't you? I watched that one.
Yeah, I had the ARL1 many moons ago, and it worked really well because I had a really small sump area, and so it wasn't worth putting a Refugium in there. And it worked really well. You just have to clean it out because when it gets filling up, the light doesn't go all the way through, and it starts to die off in the middle, which is not good. So you have to keep it maintained. But it worked really well. But I must admit, I prefer the actually having a refugium. You can look at it, just pull bits out. It's easier to maintain, I've found anyway, than the reactor. But if you're limited on space, I mean, those reactors you can actually keep out of the water, so you could have it to the side of your tank. I wouldn't fancy doing that, but you can plumb it so that it can be out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I really feel I need to go with straight away, but I want to have an option for, you know, a bit down the line to think, right, how am I going to manage this and make things a bit easier? So it's something that I've been looking at, but to start with, I definitely won't be using one.
Let's see. Julie's put this. Can you put an emerald crab with a pistol shrimp, or will the shrimp kill it? I'm not sure.
I haven't done it, so I don't know, and I haven't seen any comments around one has killed the other, so I don't know, Julie.
No, I wouldn't like to. I won't like to. I don't think there'd be an issue, really. I don't think there'd be an issue. Obviously, you know, it goes by the size of your tanks as well, doesn't it? I think as well. You know, they'll stay away from each other. Really, but
I've got a pom-pom crab and a pistol shrimp, and the pistol shot it loads of times, and the pom-pom's still alive, and the pom-pom's only about as big as my nail.
That sounded quite funny.
That did sound funny, that then, Jake.
What are you on about?
He shot it and he's still alive.
He shot it and he's still alive. Yeah. Well, they get 10 yards, turned round, and then he went, oh dear.
After about 6 months, the crabs learned not to go right underneath the skate because that's where the pistol shrimp lives. But yeah, I don't know. Mine's not dead anyway. And I've got a pistol shrimp.
Certainly is one-armed reef. Scary. That is scary. Yeah. 600 for sure. Just having a look. Other things, whatever people have put. Don't think green air ever goes away. No, that's it.
I agree. It does come and go.
Comes and goes.
For sure. As I say, that tank has a little bit on the back, but hardly anything, and that's with Refugium. It's just, and I have the Refugium light running 24/7, so it just out competes. I think other algae, but still get a little bit.
You know, algae. Warrior said to Lauren, does she not use natural salt water? Obviously, you know, over there for sure it's going to be good. I would have thought, but and she says she's super keen to try it on a 6 foot. So yeah, definitely natural. I don't think you can go wrong natural salt water. You know, with clean natural salt water, I think it'll be perfect for sure. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna do it in Blackpool Promenade for sure. That's what I'm not gonna do.
Yeah, the same here. I'm not going to go down to the River Thames and or more the estuary than the River Thames. Yeah, on the estuary where it's actually salt. Yeah.
You could get some mangrove mud from the Thames, could you not?
Get some what? Sorry, Ross.
Some mangrove mud from the Thames.
I tell you what, if I would like to get I would like to get a mangrove at some point. I think they look really good.
They do.
That would look superb, a mangrove. So I'm going to definitely try that in a future tank just to see what it's like. I know they take ages to grow, but I'm patient.
They do look amazing. That stuff there, that is mangrove mud, right?
That's mud from the Thames, is it not?
Is that from the Thames?
I think this is from the Trent. This is the Trent unit, at the back of the industrial units in Stoke-on-Trent, I think.
So it's radioactive, is it?
Honestly, a little pea size in some RO water, you kind of mix it up. It looks like sludge. Leave it overnight. The next morning, the corals look super happy. I don't know what the hell's in it, but it's good stuff.
You know what? Phil mentioned.
Phil's mud and nutrients.
Phil's mentioned this Aquaforest life cells. Right. Now, I've checked into this, and if you go on, you can go on YouTube, you can go on forums and stuff like that. And there was a lot of people saying there's a lot of metals in the actual mud when they did it. What? They actually got they had a magnet, and they tipped the thing and they scooped it all the way around, and the magnet and it contained like tons of metals. Like you could actually see it's all stuck to the actual magnet, and everyone was like in disbelief. But when they've read up on it, and that is he called Sir Wynn, or one of the guys from said that's perfectly natural. That's healthy metals that need to be in your system, and I was like, wow. And yet it was actually
they're trace elements, aren't they?
trace, yeah, and I'm assuming that that's what it is, like trace metals. That's what I'm assuming it must be, you know, those sort of things in it. And but every time I've seen it, everybody are all for it, saying it's fantastic stuff. Just a little bit.
It's more noticeable than a water change. Putting that in has a bigger impact on your corals than a water change does. It's unreal. But I only do it about once a month. Once every 6 weeks.
You don't do it all the time.
No, otherwise you'd have loads of sedimentation at the bottom of your tank.
And Phil said that it's helping his nano clear up and mainly clear a little bit of his cyano as well. So
you know
what,
it clears your water column. It's unreal. In the wilds, mangrove muds are eroded on top of coral reefs, and it's a natural process. So it's hard to. I don't know whereabouts you get it. I got mine from Future Frags. You know the guy who sold us the rainbow chalice.
Yeah.
The chalice. Put this in every 6 weeks, a little pea size, and I've done that, and it's incredible stuff. But
you know what? I might try it. You know, just something different. Just do something different.
I wouldn't say to do it if it was rubbish, mate. Honestly.
No.
Look at Ross.
If you do, you're getting the. If you do, and it kills with corals, you're getting the invoice, mate.
I would not want that invoice.
Can you imagine the invoice these corals? No chance.
The invoice, mate, it'll be it's going to be 4 figures.
I'll be going on payday loans if that happens.
Four figures, maybe 5.
Absolutely, that's just the rainbow chalice.
It's definitely 4 figures.
Yeah.
So speaking of the rainbow chalice, how's yours going, guys? Because is yours still growing out?
Beautiful.
Mine's basing out nicely.
Mine's actually growing over the actual frag now. So I've got to try and figure something, you know, the actual frag plug, what it was on the actual square, it's actually gone over the actual squares and it's actually growing, dangling downhill. Dangling down.
Put another frag plug, lift it up, put another frag plug, like a disc or something next to it, and it'll grow over. That's what I've done with, not the one that's similar to yours, but one of the other ones. It's now gone down and it's gone out. That's what I'm going to get time. I just need to get a knife just to cut it around, and I'll get probably 2 frags.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do that for sure, because it's definitely. I don't want it to grow over any more.
That looks nice.
Gee, I've got to laugh when you say that your tank's got algae in it. Yet you've got the whitest sand I've ever seen in my entire life.
Just I vac it all the time.
Yeah, it's nice that. Jay.
Every time I vac the house carpets, I do the tank.
Is it? Yeah.
You've got to have these routines, Ross. You've got to have these routines, you know.
What? So hoover the floor, hoover the tank.
That's it.
I must admit, I don't hoover my sand, so that's probably where I'm going wrong.
You don't hoover. You don't vac your sand.
Nope.
You're supposed to do I don't know. They say not a third, but like a fifth of it each time you clean your water. Do like 1/5 of your sand bed.
See, I've got quite a lot of the Sarius snails and that in the sand, so I just leave it and let them do their thing. But
I'm running pretty much white spectrum at the moment, so it's not popping. I can try and get. I don't want to put blues on really, but it's there anyway. Yeah, it's still alive. It looks alright.
Looking nice, that Jay, for sure, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. I mean, yours. I think yours is a late bloomer, because yours. I thought it was nice. Don't get me wrong, but I think now it's amazing. I think
it started to. You know what it started to do. What I've noticed when I looked at photos, is the colours. The colours were growing like that, and now as it's grown, they've overlapped each other. Like some of the colours. So it's like, and I thought, well, you know what, one of them's going to be stronger, like one of the pigmentations are going to be stronger, so maybe the orange, but it's not. It seems to have just grown into each other, which makes it look
surprises
like
me.
A little bit.
I know Paul mentioned it before about they do change all the time.
They morph, don't they? That's what I love about them. You just don't know what you're going to get in the next couple of months.
No, absolutely.
It's better not go just one colour. There is a danger of that, isn't there? Because it does change.
Yeah. It could do. You could get a dominant colour and it could go totally red. Or occasionally mine will get more red than any other colour. But just obviously leaving it, and then it gets some yellows and greens and it gets more colour. Nothing you can do about it. Well, you may be able to by dosing it.
There is. I'd cry.
Can you imagine if Jay ends up with the very first brown chalice?
Hey, it'd be an original, wouldn't it? There'd be no other challenge like it.
Quite a few brown corals.
Oh, that's right. Actually, I was just wondering because I seen a comment back there from
It was Jake, wasn't it?
saying that his clownfish has fixed himself, and I was kind of wondering if that was the one. But that's the one.
I think it was the Popeye, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh
yeah, the Popeye. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely news. That is.
That was only 2-3 weeks. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It wasn't that long
Must
ago.
have been 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
What did he do then? Can we find out what he did?
What did you do? Yeah, for sure.
I think we had basically suggested to him just to leave it because I think he wasn't sure if it had bumped into something or if it was Popeye or I'm not sure. So I think the kind of general consensus in the chat was leave it alone and see what happens. So it might have just fixed itself. I'm sure he'll come in and tell us. But
well, you know I've forgotten his name now. The big reefer. He does all of the. I've forgotten his bloody name now. It'll come back to me anyway. The one who does all the things in America, Joey. You know that? What's the guy? The guy called Joey, the Canadian guy.
The King of DIY.
King of DIY. Yeah. He had. You know his arowana.
I remember that was a while back, wasn't it?
He had Popeye. Did you see it? And then he operated on it himself.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Wow! I was like, "What? God, take some nerve." That he actually done an operation on it himself. Got it out the tank and put it on a towel and basically put it to sleep. This fish by doing something by. Yeah. Which was crazy, mate. And then he just basically cut his eye, part of his eye, did it. I was like, oh my God, blown away with it. But yeah, it's quite common to say in those sort of fish, more freshwater and stuff like that, I believe. So, but yeah, it's at least it's good. And
yeah,
it's now,
good
mate, for sure. Ailey's put she'd never have a fox face again. Too risky. Ailey, I've got one in my tank, and he's just chewing. All the little bits of algae tuff and everything that's in my tank. It's perfect. He's just touch wood.
And they're quite hard to keep.
Well, it's funny you should say that because Hoggy, one of the local guys to me, he's usually in the chat. I don't think he's in tonight. He had a fox face and it actually killed his gold hammer that he had. And I mean, destroyed it. Yeah, he caught it in the act as well. So it killed it. So I think
look at Steve's face.
I think if you get one, and it's okay, you're fine. If you get one that decides it's going to chew on your hammers and torches and so on, then you're in trouble. So if you have yours for a while, Steve, then you're fine.
Are they known to eating corals? I don't know much about foxface. I've never had them.
Well, not that I'm aware of, but
I've heard quite a lot of people saying they've had either no hassle with them or a nightmare with them. So I think it's personality rather than the breed as such.
Yeah, and Haley says that had 3 over the years. Everyone ate trackies. Well, trackie, if he was a fish, trackies do look nice to eat, don't they? They're nice and fleshy.
Take care, Algae Warrior. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, very good.
Wow. Well, you know what? You just I feel gutted now. I hope I hope the clownfish kicks its ass then, if that's the case, because you know what?
Then Chromus will of yours. Hey, Jesus.
They're sharks, aren't they? Mini sharks.
Your 2-foot Chromus will sort it out.
They're massive.
I've never seen Chromus that size in my life before.
I don't think they are. I think they're a new species that we've found.
They're a cross. They have a Chromis tang.
Yeah, Chromis tang.
The Chromis tang. They are huge.
One-armed reefers put it wasn't Popeye.
That was Droopy Eye, another cartoon character.
It's another one. Not Popeye, Droopy Eye. Wow. Had 3 over the years, 8 to track it. Oh my God, I can't. Oh.
It's getting better, isn't it?
Well, you know what? It's a good job I got that trap because they were coming out for sure.
Yeah, but how long would it take? I mean, it was 4 weeks. You hold the record for catching a fish. UK reefer beat you, wouldn't it? It was just under 4 weeks.
Imagine if that was his tea at the start by now.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you don't want to get stranded on a desert island with Steve, do you?
Oh no! Don't worry, lad. I've got this. 4 weeks later.
Comes back a month later.
One-armed reefers also destroying me here as well. He said his fox face has had his 2 years and he's eating his zoas now. Oh my God!
I've heard the favourite is rainbow chalice. They like to graze on that.
Well, there at the bottom, Steve Haley said that she had hers for 3 years and then started eating everything.
Wow.
So
wow.
I hope yours doesn't do that, mate. But I have heard quite a few horror stories about them.
When I was hit and miss.
Oh well, you know what?
Steve.
They'll be coming out, mate. They'll be
You'll
coming
be coming.
They're coming
Can't
out.
just feed him all the sticks that you throw around the back.
That's probably what he's been eating. You keep throwing the sticks in and it leaves the trackies.
I'll throw all those sticks all around the back all night, mate. If he keeps eating them, I'll be all right with him.
That's my favourite saying of yours. My SPS grow like weeds. I'm
weeds,
struggling
mate.
here to get any growth, and you always go, "Oh, my SPS grow like weeds." I love that. I love the phrase "growing like weeds," like they're a nuisance.
Hey, so
like expensive SPS is a nuisance. I love it. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that I'm getting now.
There we go.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
There's got to be a T-shirt.
Growing like weeds.
Yeah.
Only worth a few £100 a colony, but yeah, class them as weeds. It's fine, mate.
Refill this tank video would make Steve look completely. He got 5 yellow tanks in one. Yeah.
Oh
well.
Yeah, I saw that. That was incredible. That he got it all in one go, mate. All 5 of them. To swap them into tanks.
Wow. You know what? I'm not. Yeah, I'm not that lucky, mate. Trust me, for sure.
This is a good question. I certainly don't, mate. No. If you actually look, I've got quite a few good wee grey hairs coming through there. But nah, don't dye it. It's au naturel.
You're going to need to soon, though, I reckon, mate.
Nah, I think it'll look quite cool when it comes in like a big grey Santa beard.
When he goes grey, he'll look like a wizard, won't he?
He'll look like a wizard, yeah.
I know, it's strange though, because I only seem to get like this bit here that's growing grey just now. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Anyway, there's a strange one for a reefing live stream.
A great mind you, it's a great reefing question now.
Sophisticated. How long do snails live for?
What?
It's a bit of a random question, right? But
I thought it was in the live. I thought it was in the comments for 1 minute, and then I realised no, it wasn't.
No, right. So I had some snails to start with. I think I had about 8 or something snails when I first started out. I can't hardly find any now, obviously, over the year that I've had. And they say that you're supposed to restock them and stuff like that, don't you? And I think that's one of the reasons why I've got a bit of algae, because I haven't noticed them polishing the rocks anymore.
I think the problem is, Jay, when you're vacuuming your sand, you're also taking out the snails.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, maybe, I don't know, but mine seem they're supposed to be slow, aren't they? But mine have shot off somewhere. I don't even know where they are now.
So you can't even find the shells?
Well, there's 2 here, and there's 2 in this corner here that's just empty shells now. That's why I was asking how long do they live for? A year?
If it's empty shells, they're dead.
Well, yeah, I think, I don't reckon.
You know what? I'm forever putting
snails in.
How
often do you put snails in your tank?
Oh, mate. Truthfully, I will put like, say, maybe 10.
Your routine.
10, like 10 every maybe like 3 months or so. I'll just add them.
So,
just 10. But you know, and I'll just keep adding them. I'll just throw them in, and just keep adding them.
I think I need to get into a routine of that.
And because like
maybe not 10 though.
Well, no, but like we said before, though, we all get algae in our tanks, yeah. But if you look on my rock, I don't have one string of algae on any of it on it. So the snails come out and they must like clean up.
They graze it all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they're grazing on it all the time. You know what I mean? So I'm never, like I said, but I do see loads of empty shells. So there's loads of empty shells that are all scattered about and stuff like that. So obviously some of them have died, haven't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to replenish my snail. I need to get into a routine of putting like 3 in every 3 months or something. Because obviously I've got a tiny tank, but just keep restocking them, because I've noticed that there are some empty shells, and I've not seen them working the rocks. And I'm like, where are the bloody snails? They're not even doing the jobs. And then I've noticed that they're dead.
The Nasaria snails are by far probably the best that I've ever had in the tank. Anyway, they seem to do quite a lot of work.
Yeah.
Is that's the one that looks like a dag, like a cutting sawdust?
No.
They live in the sand.
Yeah, they live in the sand.
They're quite a smooth shell that's on them.
And whenever you put food in,
come out like that.
Yeah,
it's like a miracle. Like you don't see them. You put a bit of food in. As soon as the food hits the water,
it's the floor.
They're there. How they notice the food within seconds, I think is unbelievable.
They remind me of this little. It was a children's TV program when I was younger, and it was this little creature that lived in the sand, and the kids used to go over it, and it used to bury itself up at the sand. I can't remember what the TV program was called, but that's what these things do. The second you drop in food, there's like 5, 6, 7 of them, all straight up at the sand and straight over to where it lands, and you never really end up with any food lying on the bottom of the tank because they're that good at hoovering it all up.
Yeah.
So that's what I've ordered, gents. A clean-up crew pack.
Oh.
From Cellar Marine. Oh, I like the little Christmas logo. That's good, isn't it? 20 quid. Chris, I've got a clean-up crew pack. Look, coming.
So what'd you get for the 20 quid, Jay?
Yeah, what do you get?
Yeah, let me have a little look. It might be a bit too many for my tank.
Nah, you'll be fine.
You can never have enough, mate.
Well, that's true. I've got 4 NAS. I might have enough here. Check this out. I might have too many. I've got 4 NAS snails, 4 rounded turbo snails, 4 algae hermit crabs, 4 astrea snails, and 4 ceres snails.
So you're going from 0 to
so you get about
20.
So you're getting 16 of them or something, 20.
Or whatever it was, 16 or 20. So you go from
20 snails for 20. That's good, isn't it?
That is pretty good. So basically you're going from 0 to 20.
Yeah.
0. That rock will be more polished than my baubles on the Christmas tree. You look next week, it'll be polished to hell. You have to put your sunglasses on.
This is brilliant.
But yeah, I watched Parker's Reef, and he actually said that as part of your routine, maybe a 3-monthly routine, just top up your snails. I've never topped mine up, so I need to top them up. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what? Rudra's put. I would dump some bumblebee. You know what? I've got them in mind. I've added I added 5, I think. Yeah. 5, and all 5 are still alive, but they only come out at night time for some. I think they only come out at night. They're never seen during the day whatsoever. Yeah. But in the evening, they're always out all grazing and doing what they do. But I believe, don't they? What do they eat?
Vermitid snails. So things like this. So I have in any tank. I have bumblebee snails. Yeah. Peppermint shrimps, stuff like that. Because you've got something that goes after aptasia. Something goes with vermitid. Because vermitid, if it comes out on a coral, you can hardly see it, and then it starts. I mean, the thing with bumblebees, they eat them really slow. But if you have them in there to begin with, they help prevent vermitid snails. Yeah. So I think they're pretty good. A bit like peps.
I think the big one that for me, if I could only have one, would be a conch.
Oh, they're amazing, aren't they? Not only the fact they clean the sand, just watching them, they're like an alien, aren't they? We've said this before. They're fantastic to watch.
I've got 2 of them in my tank, and they're still alive. They're over what got to be 18 months old. Them things, but they're the ones that knocked my little button scholar into my donut my meat, and stung it to death, because they are little bulldozers. They just bulldoze through everything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem. If you've got like little coral frags on the sand, either acclimating or whatever you're doing, make sure you don't put them anything near anything that stings, because it's game over. If they come past it, they just flip it over, turn it, do whatever they need to do. They just they don't give a
awesome.
What they are. But they are a good clean-up crew, for sure.
Flowery sandbed, don't they? Turn it over for you.
Yeah, they turn it over,
really good.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll
go conches and ignore red hermits. They kill and steal shells. Yeah, they do. Yeah, for sure.
Although my Halloween hermit's been behaving, touch wood, since he's been back in the tank for the past few months. He's been all right.
Yeah. Model citizen. Yeah. He doesn't want to go back to prison, does he?
No, he's had enough of that.
Yeah. You can't. They're so important, the snails, and I've neglected the snail population. I've neglected it, and now I'm paying a price as well. So
Ceres snails keep coming up, and they are a really good one as well. I believe it's quite a good one to have.
Have I got one in that pack? I didn't say Ceres, did I?
Don't know.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I've got 4 Ceres coming. Yeah, good into getting a little pack.
Lawrence put, do any of you guys know what gets rid of vermitid snails other than bumblebees? as you can't get them in Australia. A mate of mine have been struggling it with big time. No, I don't know anything. Not like critter wise or animal wise, like fish wise or anything that gets rid
Other
of them.
than manually putting super glue over them. I think
That's what I used to do, was put the super glue over the top of them. You know what I mean? Just as I seen them start, well, as they were growing, and I used to just put like a little bit of super glue just to block the hole, and that used to do the trick. But
I don't think there's a fish. I don't think there's. I haven't heard of a fish doing that. Because if there was, it'd probably be quite common and in demand. A bit like a filefish. You just put a fish in there and it just munches on them all day. Because bumblebees just seem to take ages to eat if you've got quite a few of them.
Yeah. No, I really don't know.
No.
I haven't seen anything.
But there are fishes that eat vermitid. In a forum, I heard of a yellow wrasse.
Yellow
clean them
wrasse.
up. Wow. Never knew that.
No.
Sure. Yeah, totally agree with Rudra. Wow, I never knew that one for sure.
No.
I've got a. Are we still talking about cleanup crew and stuff? Or
if you want.
No. I've got some a slightly different topic, but I promised that I would mention it on the live stream because somebody needs a bit of help, really.
Yeah.
So Nev Woods on Instagram messaged me and said, "What do they recommend for fixing corals to the scape? Is use various different gums, glues, and frags. Various different gums and glues. Nothing seems to be sticking, well or instantly. Has anybody got any tips about good adhesives for corals onto aquascapes?"
That one right there.
Is this set quickly, Ross?
Yeah.
Yes.
How quick?
That's the one, mate.
Yeah.
Really?
I've never had any issues with that, to be honest, mate. I usually just put it in, hold it on the frag. So I'll cut the actual bottom off the frag disc.
Yeah.
Put some of that on it, stick it straight in the water underneath, hold it for maybe 5-10 seconds, let go of it, and that's it done. I'll walk away.
It's done. That sounds perfect.
Gorilla Glue gel. Make sure it's the green top one with the gel, and that's the one that you want.
Yeah. Do not get the one with the brown lid.
No, the liquid one will go everywhere. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like trying to pour water on your frag disc. It just doesn't work. So make sure it's the green top one with the gel, and that'll solve the problem.
And how long does that last, Ross? That tube? Do you have to keep it refrigerated after it's open, or?
No, I've got one sitting there that I keep.
Okay.
I don't know why it's went that color.
You know what I used to buy them, Ross? I used to buy the actual tube, the tubes.
Yeah.
Like the mini ones.
You could squeeze every little bit of it. With that, it's a plastic thing, and you're shaking it to get every little bit of it out.
That's
you know what I mean?
one thing I will say. If anybody's going to use this, make sure you shake it properly every time before you use it, because if you don't, it separates, and the water that ends up in there kind of separates from the glue. So what happens if you don't shake it and you go to put it on, you get loads of water come out, and then the thick glue that's left in the bottom you can't really use. So every single time you use it, give it a proper good shake, and it mixes up fine, and then it'll come out and it's all right. But yeah, this stuff is what I swear by, and I've never had any hassle with it.
Yeah,
it's what works really well.
No contaminants into the water column with that now.
No, so it's, I can't remember the name of it, but is it cyanoacrylate or something, cyanoacrylate? And that's
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Something I can't remember the actual name. I was trying to see, but yeah, it's perfectly safe anyway. This is the one that most people use.
I use the Ecotech glue, but I keep it in the fridge. So I usually buy one of those a year. It lasts me a whole year, and again, it works really well. I just put it on the bottom of corals or the frag, let it set just a little bit, and then put it underwater, and it sets really well. But then on a bigger frag, I'll use some of the DD Aquascape putty, just a small amount. I keep it out of the wall. I keep it out of the water for. So you mix it 2-part, roll it all up. Make sure you have to kind of split it to make sure it's the color is uniform. So you haven't got kind of grey and red in it. If you go for the red or the dark red one, let it set for about 45 minutes. And because if you put it in the tank straight away, it will just disintegrate and it won't set and it's rubbish. And then what I do, I put a little bit of the putty with glue underneath, glue on top, frag goes into that and onto the either your plug or onto the Rockscape. And I find that the bigger ones I use that. I've been using that for years, so it works pretty well. But the Ecotech glue is pretty good. I think it's 28 quid for 75 milliliters, I think it is. But it lasts me quite a while. I think it's more expensive than the Gorilla Glue, I think, but I haven't compared the two.
Yeah.
Well, those tubs of Gorilla Glue here now, what's in that? That's 15 grams that's in this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what 50, but you get it for around about £3 to £4 for that.
That's good. Yeah, it's cheaper than the Ecotech one. Yeah.
And you get it in Tesco's, Amazon. I buy mine from Amazon because it's actually cheaper. I think if you get 3 packets, it's cheaper to buy them off Amazon. But I noticed that Roger had put a question up saying the benefit of glue versus putty is that you can break off with ease and reposition. So that's exactly it. So I've got, even one of my torches isn't on a frag plug. So I've just glued the bottom of the torch to the actual rock. And don't get me wrong, you need to put a wee bit of force on it, but you can break the glue off and then you can scrape the glue off the bottom of it, reposition it wherever you want. And I've done that with frag plugs as well. So
the only thing that I'm going to come on to that though with you, like Ross, it's like in my tank now with my with the euphyllias there, my Indonesian torch, when I got that, it was only one head, a little tiny thing, and I stuck it at an angle, so it's comes out at more like a 40-odd degree angle, so it's like that. I stuck it like that, but I used the Gorilla Glue for sure. That's all I used on it. That's all I've ever really used. That and now I started to use the D&D one recently, but the Gorilla Glue was the one that I stuck that with. But now it's got 6 heads on it, so it's getting more skeleton. It's getting heavier and stuff like that, and it's at an angle. Now it's near where my bubble coral is underneath as well. So all I'm thinking is like, is that glue going to hold that, with the weight of that now? Or do I need to get some putter, just to put around the base of it, just get, like you just said, Paul, just to mould it and then just to put the, just
put the putty around the edge of it.
Around the edge, just to secure it, because with the weight, that's going to drop. As it gets more heads, I'm thinking that's just going to snap off, over time. I might be wrong. But does
the Gorilla Glue say what kind of? Because some of them they say it can take up to the weight of X or Y. Because it doesn't. Because a torch underwater probably isn't that heavy.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean though. But as he grows out, is he going to get heavier and heavier the angle and it just pull it away from that?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So I don't know how strong it is.
I'm thinking, should I just get some putty and just like
if you're committed to where it is and you're not going to take it back out again, then putty's fine. But the problem with putty is, I put a frag plug in there with putty when I first started because I didn't really know any more about the glue. And I don't think I'd be able to get it back out now. I tried once before and it's solid on the rock. I would need to probably try and get something underneath it and try and break it off. But with the glue, you put a bit of force on it and you can get it off again, which is why I like using the glue. So it depends. If you're committed to keeping something there, then putty's fine.
Yeah, it's a good comment by Russell as well. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I suppose, like you said, like if like say for instance, obviously, I over time I might pull it out and frag some of them, because there is, like I said, 6 heads on that now. So obviously, as it's growing, I'm gonna maybe cut up it, because it is stinging. Well, there's a bit of coral warfare going between that and the bubble, because the tentacles are sweeping
and the bubble has quite long tentacles as well at night. So, but I think the torch will win. Torch very rarely lose to anything from what I've seen.
Exactly, and that bubble coral, mate, cannot. There's no way. There's no way. So I'm thinking underneath, on the underside of it, there is 2 heads there that are completely split, like of the Indo torch. So I'm thinking to take that out, cut them off, and then frag them, and then that way there's more. The tentacles are not going to be stinging the bubble. Do you know what I mean? And do it that way. But it's just it's all about placement. It's like I said, I placed my SPS too close together, and they've stung each other, and now there's coral warfare. But it's a learning curve in this game, and that's what it is.
But also, like torches, they can extend 2 inches, but I've seen them extend 4 or 5 inches to sting something else. So how much space do you give a torch? Because you'd have nothing in between otherwise. That's the problem. And it depends on your flow as well, because you could have it close to something else. And if the flow takes it away, you're fine. And then, of course, if it's not, it just extend it to somewhere else.
Exactly, mate. Listen, that Indonesian torch, maybe mid-afternoon, 2-3 o'clock. The tentacles on that are crazy, mate. They're really, really long. You're probably looking at 3 inch 3.5 inches, 4 inches or something. And obviously, like you said, with the waves, the flowing and stuff like that, they are stinging each other. So I need to get onto it. And
thank you. Thank you very much for the information on the gum and the glues, and thank you to everybody in the chat. I hope Nev's watching. And I hope that was helpful for you, Nev. How to fix your corals on a little bit better. But thank you to people in the chat and you gents. Thank you.
Absolutely. No. Thanks for joining, guys, and all your comments and your questions. Really appreciate it. You joining.
Anything on that point as well? If you're on Instagram and you want to send us a topic to chat about, then please just send it to one of us like that, and we'll bring it up and we can chat about topics on request if you want. That's
exactly.
Here he goes with his banners.
He's got the banners up again.
So guys, thanks for watching, guys, and tuning in, and we appreciate it. I don't know whose channel is it on next week, guys. Do we know?
So we're with me next week, and we have a guest next week as well. So next week we have Lauren from Simple Aquariums joining us next week.
Wow,
fantastic! Wow,
looking forward to that.
The 5 a.m. girl,
Yeah, so she's getting up early again to join us.
That'd be brilliant. So guys. Once again, thanks for joining. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you for the stream next Friday. So, take care, guys. See you soon.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for joining. Thank you.